In today's video, we'll be exploring a lighthouse.
Yes! And it's not just any lighthouse. This lighthouse lays claim to being the place where the very first shot of the War of 1812 took place. It's one of a handful of lighthouses that's still using a third-order Fresnel lens, and I hear it's haunted.
What? Join us as we explore the Dunkirk Lighthouse. Located on the shores of Lake Erie in Dunkirk, New York, the Dunkirk Lighthouse is located about an hour west of Buffalo. It was originally built in 1826, rebuilt in 1874. This lake light guards the Dunkirk harbor. It has seen its share of shipwrecks.
That's probably where all the ghosts are coming from, right?
Wait for it. With a property this old, it stands to reason that there could still be some lingering spirits. But before we get into all that, let's take a look at some of the history of the light. 14 years before the lighthouse was even built, the first shots of the War of 1812 were fired from the west bank of this property. It was here that a large barge of salt was hidden away from the British eyes, but they found it. And a local woman, known as the Widow Cole, saw the British attempting to steal the barge. She alerted the militia, and the War of 1812 was on.
Today you can see this historical marker on the grounds of the lighthouse, marking the approximate place where it all went down. The Dunkirk Lighthouse is one of 50 lighthouses on Lake Erie. The original Fresnel lens.
Fresnel? Isn't that Fresnel?
No, it's not Fresnel. It's French. It's pronounced Fresnel.
Oui, oui.
Whatever. You should stop. Anyway, the lens was imported from France in 1857 and was used in the original structure until this lighthouse and keeper's quarters was built in 1874. The remarkable part of this story is that this light is still an active navigational aid operated by the U.S. Coast Guard. And it's still using that original Fresnel lens that was purchased in 1857. Talk about made to last. This is one of only 2 Fresnel lenses still in operation on Lake Erie and only one of 16 in the entire Great Lakes region.
Wow, you sure know your lenses.
That's right.
Let's stop and take a look around the keeper's house, shall we? This is Yasmin. She was our tour guide, and she was awesome.
Oh, the keeper's house is beautiful, but it does feel a little bit spooky. There's all these 18th century artifacts, like this beautiful Victorian place setting, and this beautiful, amazing wood-fired cooking stove original to the home.
And in the kitchen, even though the cabinets went the whole way to the ceiling, they would use the wooden drawers to climb up and retrieve what they needed from the top.
It doesn't sound very safe, does it?
Doesn't sound safe at all, no.
Hey, check this out. Do you have any idea what the end of a banister's called? I didn't either, had to look it up. It's called a newel post. And this newel post is carved to look like a lighthouse in the lighthouse. It's kind of cool, don't you think?
Cool. Speaking of cool, the keeper's quarters had running water, which was a big deal for the time period, and eventually it had electricity. But even after electricity was run to the property, they still used kerosene to light the light for several more years.
Until at least 1960, when the lighthouse was automated.
In 1984, the Coast Guard leased the property to the folks who operate the Dunkirk Lighthouse and Veterans Park Museum.
And this is where some of the paranormal folks think the ghosts first showed up.
Yeah, maybe. The museum has collected artifacts from all 4 branches of the military and housed them in the keeper's house. The entire second floor is dedicated to the preservation of these artifacts, and all the memorabilia is from local service members. There is also an entire building dedicated to the Coast Guard.
Well, this is what I heard. I heard that the spirits started showing up when the military stuff started moving in. And some believe that those spirits are attached to their belongings.
Well, I get attached to my belongings, but maybe. There's also some who believe that there is at least one lighthouse keeper who is still living on site.
Living?
Yeah, I don't know if that's the right word.
Well, I don't know, but these dolls here look pretty darn creepy.
Ew, you're not wrong.
Ugh.
Let's get outside.
Hey, does this ring a bell? Having fun?
Please subscribe. When we made it over to the Coast Guard building, we found all kinds of cool stuff, like a torpedo, more ship's bells, and some more history about shipwrecks. One of the most notable was the shipwreck of the steamship Erie in 1841. This ship caught fire off the coast of Dunkirk because painters on board left their turpentine on top of the boilers. And sadly killed nearly 150 passengers and crew.
Well, that was a dumb place to put turpentine.
You think?
And you know, that could be where some of the ghosts are coming from.
Yeah.
But honestly, we didn't see any ghosts. But that doesn't mean there aren't any. And in fact, you shouldn't take our word for it. Book your own tour. Check it out for yourself.
The Dunkirk Lighthouse and Veterans Park Museum holds public ghost hunts throughout the summer and fall. But if you want a private ghost hunt, you just need to give them a call and schedule your very own ghost tour.
That'd be cool.
We'll leave a link in our description, and when you visit, tell them the Fun Chaser sent you. Hey, if you had fun on today's tour,
You are gonna love this next video.